Hello guys, we will discuss about Cyclone Dana and what is the context, what is the cyclone. You must have seen in the articles, now Cyclone Dana has approaching to the east coast for the landfall. So what is meant by landfall and regions and the formation of cyclones, in what conditions cyclones will be formed and what are the impact and what are the measures we are going to take to overcome the cyclones and all. Okay, let's jump into the class. See, what is the context? Cyclone Dana begins landfall along Odisha coast. Now we will see. See what exactly it is cyclone. What is cyclone? It is a large-scale stream of air which rotates around the low-pressure area. Now we will try to understand the mechanism of cyclone through a see here. It is like, it has been formed at the low pressure area and it is known as eye of the cyclone, and it is like, followed with violent storms and also with strong winds, especially with the strong winds and at a low pressure area. Here it is a low pressure area. The winds go in the anti-clockwise direction in northern hemisphere and in southern hemisphere it is clockwise direction. This is the wind direction, ma. This is the wind direction. It is like east coast, and see how it is swirling. The winds have been swirling spiraling of winds very fast. In north hemisphere, it is like, anti-clockwise. In southern hemisphere, it is like clockwise. This is a brief introduction of cyclone. Now we will see what are the conditions. So to form cyclone, there must have been some conditions, how the temperature should be and what is presence of Coriolis forces, what is Coriolis forces and all. We will see in the next slide. Here we will see conditions for formations of cyclone. Sea water temperature should be at least 26 degrees Celsius. It should be greater than 27 degrees Celsius, and also presence of Coriolis forces. What is meant by Coriolis forces? See, it is like, the wind direction will be changed according to the earth rotation. It deflects, the wind deflects north, right side in northern hemisphere and left side in southern hemisphere. First reason is like, what are the conditions? Sea surface water temperature should be like, greater than 27 degrees, and also the presence of Coriolis forces. Is the deflection of wind direction depends on the Earth's rotation. It deflects right in the northern hemisphere and south in the southern hemisphere. This is one of the reasons for the formation of cyclone, and also the presence of low pressure area. Low pressure. We have seen in the diagram, low pressure area. It is forming that eye of the cyclone. It is known as the eye of the cyclone, and the winds will go spiraling in the anti-clockwise in northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. So these are the conditions for the formation of cyclone, and we will see tropical cyclones can be named differently. Now we will see in which part it is known as what. For example, tropical cyclones at Indian Ocean plus Pacific Ocean. Okay, we will see the names. In tropical cyclones, Indian Ocean and Southwest Pacific Ocean, there are tropical cyclones antaru. Hurricanes, North Atlantic and Eastern Pacific lo hurricanes antaru. Southeast Asia and China lo it is known as typhoons. You must have seen in the newspaper. Typhoons have been occurred here at the coast, southeast coast, and also tornadoes at West Africa and southern USA. Willies at the northwest and Australia. Typhoon, Southeast Asia and China. అంటే ఇవి నేమ్స్ అన్నమాట. ట్రాపికల్ సైక్లోన్స్ అన్ని మన ఇండియన్ ఓషన్ అండ్ సౌత్ వెస్ట్ పసిఫిక్ ఓషన్ దగ్గర అంటారు. హరికేన్స్ లైక్ నార్త్ అట్లాంటిక్ అండ్ ఈస్టర్న్ పసిఫిక్. విల్లీస్ ఆస్ట్రేలియా సైడ్, అండ్ టోర్నడోస్ లైక్ యుఎస్ దగ్గర టోర్నడో లైక్ సదరన్ యుఎస్ అండ్ వెస్ట్ ఆఫ్రికా దగ్గర వాటిని టోర్నడోస్ అంటారు. ఇవి నేమ్స్ అండి ప్రిలిమ్స్ క్వశ్చన్స్ కి యూజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, now we will see what is landfall. See, newspaper headlines lo ఏముందంటే now cyclone Dana is approaching to the landfall. What is landfall? ఇప్పుడు కోస్ట్ ముందంతా ఇక్కడ వాటర్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి అది చాలా ఫోర్స్ఫుల్ గా, అంటే దాని ప్రతాపం అంతా సైక్లోన్ ప్రతాపం చూపించిన తర్వాత నౌ ఇట్ ఫాల్స్ టు ది ల్యాండ్. దీన్ని ల్యాండ్ ఫాల్ అంటారు, బట్ ఇట్ ఇస్ వెరీ డివాస్టేటింగ్. Landfall is very devastating. అంటే ఏంటి, హౌసెస్ పాడైపోతాయి, ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ లాస్ అవుతుంది. బట్ ఆల్సో దాని స్ట్రెంగ్త్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఇక్కడ మాయిశ్చర్ ఎక్కువ ఉండదు కాబట్టి దో ఇట్ ఈస్ డివాస్టేటింగ్, అది లాస్ ఉంది, కానీ ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ బిగినింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎండ్. అంటే దీని ప్రతాపం అంతా ఇక్కడ లో ప్రెషర్ ఏరియా వాటర్లో చూపించిన తర్వాత వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫాలింగ్ ఓవర్ ల్యాండ్, దో ఇట్ ఈస్ డివాస్టేటింగ్, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ బిగినింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎండ్. సో ఇక్కడ మనం చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలి. నౌ వి విల్ సీ వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఇంపాక్ట్స్ అండ్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద మెజర్స్ వీ క్యాన్ డూ. సీ వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఓకే, ఇందాక చూసుకున్నాం ఇంటెన్స్ రెయిన్ ఫాల్ అంటే ఏంటి, వార్మ్ ఎయిర్ వల్ల లైక్ విండ్స్ చాలా, థండర్ స్టార్మ్స్, విండ్స్ చాలా స్పీడ్గా తిరగడం వల్ల, దట్ లో ప్రెషర్ ఏరియా వల్ల ఇంటెన్స్ రెయిన్ ఫాల్ వల్ల సైక్లోన్ ఫార్మ్ అవుతుంది. ఇన్ ఎర్లియర్ స్లైడ్ వీ హ్యావ్ సీన్ ద ఫార్మేషన్, దట్స్ ద సేమ్ థింగ్. Different names of tropical cyclone we have seen. Impact of cyclones and measures. See, what are the impacts? Human loss, infrastructure loss, like devastating power losses. You must have seen in the newspaper those pictures. People will not be able to having access to food and all. So human loss aina gani, infrastructure aina gani, everything. So what can be done? Measures. Early warning system. అంటే ఏంటి, ఎక్కడన్నా హై ఎఫెక్టెడ్ ఏరియాస్ దగ్గర ఉందనుకోండి, హై ఎఫెక్టెడ్ ఏరియాస్ వాళ్ళని రీహాబిలిటేట్ చేయడం, లేకపోతే వాళ్ళని తీసుకెళ్ళి వేరే ప్లేస్లన్నా పెట్టడం. Emergency services like National Disaster Management Authority should be pitched in, and also they have to provide with the food and all, and like structures, constructions ella undali. These are the long term constructions ella undalante, it should like disaster resilience, ante a disaster ochina kuda it should withstand that. The construction should be like we need to adopt to such kind of things. And also the mangrove plantation, because you must have seen at the mangrove plantation in tsunami time lo mangrove plantation valla chaala mandi like they have saved their lives by holding, because wala roots anedi chala strong untayi anamata, they can withstand. That is the reason we have to encourage with the areas like vulnerable areas unte వాళ్ళని mangrove plantation చేయడం కోసం encourage చేయాలి. These are the few steps. అంటే ఈ స్టెప్స్ తీసుకుంటే మిటిగేట్ అవుతుందా అంటే నో, ఇట్స్ అ న్యాచురల్ ఫినామినా, బట్ అట్లీస్ట్ వీ నీడ్ టు బి ప్రిపేర్డ్, రైట్? దేర్ షుడ్ బి అన్ ఆప్షన్, సెకండ్ ఆప్షన్, ప్లాన్ బి, to overcome this kind of huge loss. Not only human loss, but it also like infrastructure loss. We have seen losses human, and here you can name it environmental loss, agriculture loss, huge things. And also we have seen few measures. Next, in this particular class, we have seen the cyclone, what is cyclone, what is landfall, and few names of tropical cyclones, and what are the measures, impacts, and how we can overcome this. Cyclones are known in the other areas, other parts of the world we have seen. It is like little bit a brief idea. So now we will see the practice question. Which of the following statements about tropical cyclones are correct? See, as presence of Coriolis force is necessary, they are asking basically the conditions. It develops high with calm and descending air condition. If you know the answer, please to comment in the comment section. And also the mains discuss the factors contributing to cyclone formation and intensification, along with measures are needed for effective disaster preparedness and mitigation. See, we can't completely eliminate, we can't escape this, because it is a natural phenomena, but at least we can be prepared in like mangrove plantation, and also construction, developing few things, few measures which helps to reduce the human loss and also the infrastructure loss. Thank you so much. I just hope that you have got a brief idea about this class. Thank you.